could say that for the metallurgy, this is the heart. So whenever you are going for any interview or any dam company, they will ask about the iron carbide diagram. So basically this diagram will let you know about the different phases which are present in the steel. So everybody should know that your steel is the alloy of iron and carbon. So that you have learned in your third sem. And when you develop any steel, the main alloying element with iron is the carbon. So basically this diagram is drawn in an equilibrium condition, means they have fixed the temperature, they have fixed the cooling rate, they have fixed the pressure, and with that at certain temperature and with the different weight percentage of iron carbide. Again I am repeating, it is iron carbide, not only C, not only carbon. So this diagram is drawn between temperature versus weight percentage of carbon, but that weight percentage of carbon is in form of carbide, Fe3C, that compound form. So this is the base for the manufacturing of different type of steel. So as you know that steels may be classified into category. One is the plain carbon steel and another one is the alloy steel. So in plain carbon steel with the iron, with your Fe, that carbon is main alloying element, and with that some amount of silicon, manganese, sulfur and phosphorus. This sulfur and phosphorus is as a impurities, is there when you produce any dam steel. So main purpose of this diagram is that with different temperature and with different weight percentage of carbon, what are the different phases present, because each and every phase has their its own identity. Like our body, we all have a same material in our body, right? So each and every person, as far as if you consider the look, it is a different, but in the body everybody has the bone, everybody has the muscles, everybody has the skin, so the base material is same. But some human beings are tough in nature, some human beings are strong in nature, some are very weak in nature. It is because in our body whatever material is present, in that material what phase is present, if that phase is strong then you perform very strongly, if that phase is weak you are performing weakly. So you can distinguish your mechanical property in even in our human body also. So in iron carbon diagram with the different phases that present and they have their own identity, you can categorize different steel. So this diagram is drawn on equilibrium condition with fixed temperature, fixed weight percentage of carbon and fixed pressure. And here it is with the, they have provided the slow cooling rate, that I will come in a later stage in your heat treatment. I will explain you the what do you mean by slow cooling rate. Very slow cooling rate is there, and if you heat your material and then you slow down in a very slow cooling rate with uniform cooling rate, what different phases are present, that study is with the iron carbide diagram. Madam, next slide please. Second one. This come third. Yes. So just second slide. Next. Yes. So I will let you know about the very brief about your what is the phase, what is the component. In iron carbon diagram with different phase, you are observing different microstructure. So basically your equilibrium diagram, what I have tell you just now, that it is the relationship between the phases in a system, that is as a function of temperature, pressure and composition. that are exactly depicted in a form of a maps. This is one type of the graph or map, or you can say the backbone for the steel manufacturer. These are the equilibrium relationship in that they corresponds to the state of minimum free energy of the system, and such a map is called the equilibrium diagrams, or you can say the phase diagram. You can have a different, just now we are talking about the steel, but if it is a non-ferrous metal, then also you have a exactly with the different alloying element, you have a different phase diagram. Now what is the phase? It is the portion with distinct, uniform physical or chemical characteristics. So in iron carbide diagram, we are observing different phase at different temperature and different weight percentage of carbon. So it will identify a distinct portion in which your material is same, but with that percentage of carbon with different temperature also different phases are present. So that is known as the phase. Components are, it is a independent chemical species like Fe plus C in a steel. Just now I tell you that here in steel the carbon is the main alloying element. That's why we are telling them is a binary alloy, two component system. What is microstructure? Like it is the property of an alloy depends on the proportion of the phases and how they are arranged in a microscopic level. It will give you the idea about that. And another one is the phase diagram. It is a combination of temperature, pressure, even composition for which the specific phases exist at equilibrium condition. Suppose you are telling about the uh, aluminum alloys. So in that also with different alloying element, different phase diagrams are available. And once you do the manufacturing of that particular alloy, you have to follow the solubility of the other element in the aluminum. Suppose we are talking about the aluminum. If it is the aluminum magnesium system, aluminum magnesium phase diagram. So magnesium have certain solubility in aluminum. If you add more and more, it is not possible that all that second element can dissolve or it can soluble and form certain phases. So each and every element has their solubility, and according to that the alloys are developed. So in next slide, madam, please. See, so in right now we are talking about the iron carbide diagram. See, so some students who are interested, I will share this presentation also. But if you are a manufacturer of any kind of steel, all the manufacturers are using this diagram, or they are keeping in mind this diagram, and according to that they are manufacturing varieties of steel. So basically this diagram is temperature. On y-axis there is the temperature, and on the x-axis there is the weight percentage carbon. So it is not the exactly pure carbon, pure C. It is with the Fe3C compound. So if you see in the, and it is better if you are interested, then it is better to draw when I am explaining this. So you can learn also, and then you can get the idea also. So first you draw the x and y axis. On x axis note down the weight percentage carbon, and on y axis you note down the temperature, that is in the degree Celsius. And normally in so many books they are also referring degree Kelvin also, but normal in the India in the industrial practice, all the temperature for the heat treatment as well as for the manufacturing of the steel, they are referring the degree Celsius. That's why we have to learn, and we should know at what temperature the different phases in the iron carbide diagram are present. So In this iron carbon diagram, if you see in the diagram, I will brief about the basic classification of steel. So if you consider it from 0 to 2%, there is the 2%, and besides that 2.14. See on the upper portion they have mentioned 2.14, and they have sketched the dotted red line. So up to that region is the steel region. Normally in some books they are mentioning up to 2%. So from 0 to 2%, carbon is present in iron is termed as a steel. In that also, if you see the another red dotted line which is at 0.76%, it is 0.76 to 0.8% of carbon, right? So left side of that line is hypoeutectoid steel, means hypoeutectoid steel have carbon content 0 to 0.76 or 0.8. In some books they are mentioning this as a 0.8. So up to 0.8% carbon is there, then your steel is categorized as a hypoeutectoid steel. More than 0.8% to 2.14 or 2% carbon is termed as a hypereutectoid steel. Left side is hypo and right side is hypereutectoid steel. So hypereutectoid steel have your carbon content 0.8 or 0.76 to 2%. Now this eutectoid steel means there are three major transformation reactions are occurring in the iron carbon diagram. So this at 0.76, the reaction occurs eutectoid reaction. That's why your steel left side is known as the hypoeutectoid steel and the right side is known as a hypereutectoid steel. Okay, so because of that reaction, transformation reaction, this steel is categorized as hypoeutectoid steel and hypereutectoid steel. Now, this is about the steel. Steel can also classified as plain carbon steel and alloy steel. In plain carbon steel also there are different varieties. So here this diagram is for the plain carbon steel. Why? Only carbon is the main alloying element. We have not added any other element like chromium, nickel, silicon. We have not added. So it is a plain carbon steel. In plain carbon steel also there are three categories: low plain carbon steel, medium plain carbon steel and high plain carbon steel. So for the low, carbon range is up to 0.25 to 0.3. So from 0 to 0.25% carbon, that steel is categorized as a low plain carbon steel. From 0.25 to 0.65 is categorized as a medium carbon steel, and from 0.65 to this 2% is categorized as a high carbon steel, plain high carbon steel. Now when you actually manufactured the steel, when this carbon content is at higher side, here there are different phases are present. I am coming to that point. When there is formation of more this iron carbide, for that the phase present is cementite. It is Fe3C. So that Fe3C is more and more, then your steel become brittle, hard and brittle. So you cannot do any forming operation. Like आप लोग ने सीखा है all manufacturing process में, like rolling, forging, welding, extrusion, wire drawing. So if you want to do that thing, you cannot perform because it is hard and brittle. So it will break. So maximum application, or you can say the practically up to 1.2 to 1.25 percentage carbon is more feasible for manufacturing the steel. Now, after 2 percentage to 6.67 percentage carbon, that is categorized as a cast iron. You have so much of study about cast iron also. So in cast iron, greater than 2 percentage carbon is present. So here also the same thing, जैसा मैंने स्टील में बोला है कि up to 1.2 1.25 percentage carbon addition steel manufacturing, you can do it easily and its performance is also better. If you add more and more carbon, it become brittle, so all the breaking chances will occur. Same way for the cast iron also, there is, you can see one another dotted red line at 4.3 percentage carbon. So after that, up to 4.4, 4.5 maximum carbon solubility is there in iron for manufacturing of cast iron. So theoretically, cast iron can categorize up to 6.67 percentage, but practically whatever cast iron you are manufacturing is up to 4.3, 4.4 percentage. So whenever you manufacture any steel, you are getting these phases which are present in the iron carbide diagram. So now we are moving towards the different phases and different temperature and different transformation reactions. So first reaction, I have tell you that at 0.76 percentage carbon, left side देखो सब लोग, in the red dotted line, it is done at 723 degrees Celsius. See, they have mentioned in a straight line 723. So this is the, your temperature range is 723 degrees Celsius. Your weight percentage carbon is 0.76 percentage carbon. So here what happened that I told you that this is the eutectoid reaction. So in eutectoid reaction, when you heat the steel from room temperature to above 727 degrees Celsius, it will transform to another phase. So on exactly 7.76 percentage in dotted line, the phase present is known as the pearlite. So pearlite can transform to austenite. देखो ऊपर लिखा है, that is the gamma phase austenite is there. So eutectoid reaction is done at 727 degrees Celsius. At that time, the weight percentage carbon is 0.76 and your pearlite is one type of the solid. So your solid 1 can transform to solid 2 is your austenite. Now, if you see the left side of this 0.76, they have mentioned that A2, see the A2 line, red A2 line, and very minor amount of one phase is there, that is the alpha ferrite. They have mentioned, see by the arrow, it is a alpha ferrite. So from this diagram, you can see that in this alpha ferrite, the carbon content is very low. आप देखोगे तो once you move towards the right hand side, the carbon content is in a increasing order. So your alpha ferrite has very less carbon content, exactly the negligible amount. That amount also they have mentioned here, that at 723 degrees Celsius, the maximum carbon content in alpha ferrite is 0.022 percentage. और आप लोग देखोगे कि नीचे जाते हुए ये रेड लाइन है, इट ऑलवेज मर्ज विथ योर वाई एक्सिस. Here they have not mentioned that range, but the at room temperature that carbon percentage is 0.008, almost zero. उतना ही carbon is there in a ferrite. So from this diagram also you come to know that as very less percentage of carbon in ferrite, वो थोड़ा soft होगा. Once there is formation of this cementite, your steel become harder. So ferrite is your soft phase, and you can say that it is a solid solution of carbon in alpha iron, in which the maximum solubility of carbon at 727 degrees Celsius is 0.022, and at room temperature the solubility is 0.008. That is your, you can say, definition, you can say that is your about the ferrite. Now for the iron, you know that they have a, in the same iron with different temperature, they have a different crystal structure. So this alpha ferrite have a BCC crystal structure, body centered cubic crystal structure is there. Once you heat more and more, it transforms to austenite. Above 723 degrees Celsius, it transforms to austenite. So austenite is the gamma phase. It has a phase centered cubic crystal structure. So in that the carbon solubility is higher, that you can see here. So your first reaction, so you can easily say that this is your at 0.76 perlite phase is present. So when you go to left, means between 0 to 0.76 percentage carbon, the phase pair present कौन सा होगा, perlite plus ferrite. And once your carbon content is more, 0.76 से ज़्यादा है, up to 2%, your phase present is perlite and cementite. Your cementite is Fe3C. It is a chemical compound. Your perlite, see here they have given the small microstructure also, how that perlite is formed, and once you heat it, how this perlite can transform to austenite. This is beneficial when you do the heat treatment. So this perlite is the mixture of ferrite and cementite. It is a lamellis of ferrite and cementite. So for hypoeutectoid steel, your microstructure is ferrite and perlite, and for hypereutectoid steel, your microstructure is perlite and cementite. Same way for the cast iron, the another reaction, another transformation reactions which occur in iron carbon diagram is at 4.3 weight percentage carbon, and the temperature is 1147. So what happened that here this dotted line is of the lead burite. That lead burite will transform to liquid. So your solid one can
Hello, madam. You are not audible. Hello.
That's why somebody mute me. Now it is audible.
Yes, yes.
Now it is audible.
Yes, madam.
Yeah, so somebody mute me. That's why. So your have you student have known about the second reaction, eutectic reaction? That eutectic reaction is done at 4.3% weight percentage carbon at 1147 degrees Celsius, and in which this lead burite can transform to liquid. That is your second reaction. And third major reaction in this diagram is peritactic diagram, peritactic reaction. So you can see at the upper edge of the straight red line, which is at 1493 degrees Celsius, your the above phase, there are you can see this is your one delta phase, very left corner is the delta phase. So the topmost triangle is with the delta and liquid. Here all is liquid. Above this line all material is in a liquid state. So your delta phase plus liquid can on cooling transform to austenite, or you can say that if austenite is further heated at 1493 degrees Celsius and your weight percentage carbon is 0.16, here the carbon range is 0.16, your austenite solid 1 is transformed to liquid plus delta phase, that is liquid plus solid 2. So these are the different phases present in iron carbide diagram. But if you see as far as the steel region is concerned, up to 2% carbon is more come in the study. And whatever they have mentioned about this A1 line, this is A3 line and your ACM line, they have the more importance when you do the heat treatment of steel. Okay, so madam, can you change the slide please?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is about the different definitions what I have explained you about the ferrite, austenite. So your austenite is the solid solution of carbon in gamma ion. मैंने बोला ऐसा कि it has the FCC crystal structure, have a solubility of carbon at 1147 up to 2.14. जो हमारे diagram है उसमें they have mentioned 2.14. So your austenite does not exist below 723 degrees Celsius and the maximum carbon concentration at this temperature is 0.8. Same way cementite जो दूसरा phase है, which has the higher carbon content. It is the intermetallic compound of iron and carbon, Fe3C. They have the fixed composition and this cementite is hard and brittle, which has a orthorhombic crystal structure. Like austenite have a FCC structure, cementite have a orthorhombic crystal structure. Delta ferrite is your solid solution of carbon in delta ion. Maximum concentration of carbon in delta ion is 0.09 at 1493. It has again BCC crystal structure. So once you know about the allotropy of iron at room temperature up to 723, iron has a alpha ferrite which has a BCC crystal structure. When you heated more, it will transform to austenite which has a FCC crystal structure. And again you heat more, it will come to the delta ferrite which has again BCC structure. So the allotropy of iron is 2. Two change in the crystal structure, one is BCC and another is FCC. Then about the alpha ferrite, which I have mentioned earlier that it has a BCC crystal structure. Maximum solubility of carbon at 723 is 0.022 and at room temperature it is 0.008%. Madam, next slide please. So the reactions which I have mentioned, there are three major reactions: peritactic reaction, eutectoid reaction and eutectic reaction. And what are the phases? Change in the phase occur, that I have mentioned in the slide. Next slide, madam. So This is about your iron carbide diagram. Now, if you have studied about little bit about the heat treatment also in your material science and metallurgy subject, we have fixed our temperature, we have fixed the carbon percentage, and I have tell you one more thing, we have done it at a slow cooling rate. That's why it is the equilibrium diagram. We have fixed all that thing. But if you change in the cooling cycle, this phase will not occur. Your material is same, but because of change in the cooling condition, the phase presents are different. So majority, you are aware about the martensite phase. So like martensite, even there is a phase like bainite, drusite, sorbite. This martensite, these phases are not appear in the iron carbide diagram. So that is the limitation. If you want to study about the martensitic phase, how you can do or how you can correlate with the this diagram, so that we are not getting. And even this diagram will not provide any indication as to the time temperature relationship for the formation of your pearlite, bainite, spheroidites, all of which are composed of the equilibrium ferrite and cementite phases. So when you see the iron carbide diagram up to the steel region, up to 2% of carbon, that one major reaction at a room temperature is your eutectoid reaction. So in eutectoid reaction, you know about the ferrite, pearlite, your pearlite and your pearlite and cementite. You are not, you should not know about this phase. This phase have a different characteristics, different property. So these will not identify in the iron carbide diagram. So when you do the slow cooling, only in that this diagram is preferable. Okay. So coming towards the, madam, next slide please. These are the phases which are not present, and what type of the microstructure you can see. Just now I have tell you about the martensite and bainite. This type of the structure we can identify. So here for that you should know about this time temperature diagram, that is your TTT diagram, in which they are mentioning that if you change the cooling cycle, the phase present is different that what we are observing at the slow cooling rate. That is your what we are getting in the iron carbon diagram. So this phase identification we are not getting with the iron carbon diagram. Next slide, madam. So coming to uh, the heat treatment of steel, basically for that you should remember this iron carbon diagram, what just now I have explained you up to the 2% of carbon. So basically the main aim or the focus of doing heat treatment is to enhance the mechanical property. So by different heat treatments with the same material, you can enhance the property because of change in the phase. Just now I tell you about this martensite, bainite. Change in the phase, change in the microstructure of the steel, you are gaining that property. So in heat treatment, we are heating the material, we are holding the material for certain period of time, and then we are doing cooling. By different cooling, different phases are present. So by doing these steps, we are enhancing the mechanical property. So the main focus of heat treatment is to enhance the mechanical property by heating, soaking and cooling. You can also achieve your mechanical property by doing some alloying element addition. What iron carbon diagram, only carbon is there. Suppose you add in that chromium, suppose you add silicon, you add the manganese. So by that alloy steel, there is change in the property compared to your plain carbon steel. But by heat treatment also we can enhance the mechanical property. Next slide, madam. So in heat treatment, three major steps we are doing. Heating means this treatment is done in a solid condition only. Once you have achieved or once you have make your steel, after that again we are treating or again we are heating the material up to the solid state. Okay, so we are not again making in a liquid condition. We are again heating the steel, holding for particular period of time and then the cooling it. The soaking means your holding time. Up to what time you are keeping the material at that particular temperature. जब हम लोग heat करते हैं तो for different steel the heat treatment temperature is different. So at that temperature up to what period you are holding is known as the soaking. And then the cooling. If you do the slow cooling in a plain carbon steel, what phase you are achieving in ion carbon diagram, the same thing you are getting. But if you change the cooling rate, you are not getting that phase. You are getting different phase, and because of that different phase, the phase itself have certain property you are enhancing in the same material. By doing this treatment we are enhancing the mechanical property. Okay, so basic. Next slide, madam. Next slide, please.
Hello, madam. I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
What kind of cooling mediums are
That is there in my slide. The next slide is
okay.
with that only. So cooling medium.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, I will let you know. In cooling medium, uh, whenever you are doing the slow cooling, so that is one sort of the furnace cooling. Okay, another is the air cooling. Means we are keeping out the specimen from the furnace. हीट ट्रीटमेंट के लिए हम लोग ने एक टेम्परेचर सिलेक्ट किया. दैट टेम्परेचर ऑल्सो यू कैन गेट द आइडिया फ्रॉम द आयन कार्बन डायग्राम. What I am telling you about that A3 line, A1 line and ACM line, you have to hit above that. So once you have to do the heat treatment above the austenizing temperature range. Means you have to create austenite in your steel. Okay, so you have to hit the steel above the austenizing temperature range, and that range, that A3 line is for hypoeutectoid steel. ACM line, can you make that ion carbon diagram so I can student can get better idea? See here. So now the heat treatment come over here. When you have a hypoeutectoid steel less than 0.76% carbon, you have to heat the specimen above this line. So they have the range. If your carbon content is exactly 0.76, you have to heat above 727. Once carbon range become less, then you have to follow this line. Okay, if you have the carbon content at a higher range, you have to follow this ACM line. So for heat treatment, I will explain you in a very simple way that basic heat treatments are 4 different type of heat treatments are there. One is the annealing, another is normalizing, another is hardening, and fourth is the tempering. These are the basic treatment. Now, when you refer annealing, so much varieties of annealing treatments are there, and it will depends on the particular applications. There are so many special heat treatments are there with a specific temperature, specific cooling rate, like that. Hello.
मैम आई हैव अ क्वेश्चन वन.
Yeah, go ahead.
मैम हम जो ये सारी बात कर रहे हैं वो स्टील जब बन रहा है तब होती है, तो हम उस
now I am telling about the steel बन गया और उसके ऊपर हम लोग heat treatment कर रहे हैं. That's why it is in a solid condition only.
नहीं मैम, हम जो वो डायग्राम समझ रहे हैं उसमें
हाँ
कार्बन की पर्टिकुलर परसेंटेज है, तो वो
हाँ,
जब बन रहा है तब हमको कैसा पता चलेगा ये इतनी है या इससे ज्यादा है या कम है?
गिव मी वन एग्जांपल. You are talking about the heat treatment or you are talking about the steel?
स्टील मैन्युफैक्चरिंग की बात कर रहा हूँ मैं।
हाँ, स्टील मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के अंदर ये डायग्राम, जब आप लोग स्टील को ठंडा करते हैं उसके बाद वंस यू डू द मेटलोग्राफी एंड व्हेन यू डू द माइक्रोस्ट्रक्चर एनालिसिस यू आर गेटिंग दिस फेज, राइट? सो आप लोग जब स्टील बनाते हो तब व्हेन इट इज अ प्लेन कार्बन स्टील एंड एट दैट टाइम ये फेजेस प्रेजेंट होंगे. वंस यू एड एनी एलोइंग एलिमेंट, सपोज हम लोग ने क्रोमियम डाला एंड इट हैज ऑल्सो सर्टन रेंज. क्रोमियम आप रेगुलर स्टील में 2% तक डाल सकते हो तो रेगुलर स्टील बनेगा. इफ इट इज मोर देन 12% तो वो आपका स्टेनलेस स्टील बनेगा. So it depends on the what alloy you are adding. So this diagram basically, इसलिए मैंने हीट ट्रीटमेंट लिया है कि आपने एक बार स्टील बना दिया उसके बाद आप ट्रीटमेंट करोगे, वो टाइम पे ये फेज, ये टेम्परेचर इज मोर इम्पोर्टेंट. कि आपको at what temperature you have to heat that you don't know. This diagram will show you that at what temperature you are heating the steel. And the steel manufacturing is totally a different thing. रेगुलर एक प्लेन कार्बन स्टील के अंदर कार्बन रहता ही है, राइट? उसके अंदर सिलिकॉन मैंगनीज अप टू 1% रहता है एंड सल्फर एंड फॉस्फोरस एज अ इम्प्योरिटी रहती है. स्टील मैन्युफैक्चरिंग इज द अनदर टोटली अ वाइड एरिया. So your question is related to heat treatment or your question is related to manufacturing of steel?
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ स्टील।
मैन्युफैक्चरिंग ऑफ स्टील में स्टील की तो थाउजेंड्स ऑफ ग्रेड्स वी आर मैन्युफैक्चरिंग. उसको मैन्युफैक्चर करके हीट ट्रीटमेंट करते हैं, वो टाइम पे दिस थिंग इज अराइजिंग. अभी आपने सपोज मैंने अभी आपको स्टेनलेस स्टील की बात की, तो स्टेनलेस स्टील मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्रोसेस इज टोटली डिफरेंट. रेगुलर स्टील होगा तो वो पिग आयरन में से थोड़ा बनाएंगे. अभी मेरे को स्टेनलेस स्टील बनाना है तो मैं स्टेनलेस स्टील के लिए आई हैव टू एड सो मेनी अदर एलिमेंट्स and that we are coming in a liquid state. In the molten condition you are doing the melting practice and the heat treatment is totally done in a solid state. You are increasing the temperature up to the austenizing range only, not more than that. आप लोग को मालूम होगा आयन का मेल्टिंग पॉइंट कितना है. व्हाट इज द मेल्टिंग पॉइंट ऑफ आयन? नहीं मालूम है? यहाँ लिखा भी है स्क्रीन पे
538।
1538 degrees Celsius. So once you have to manufacture the steel, iron is the main thing. Other element you are adding in a 10-20%. So for that, first you have to heat your furnace and you have to keep your raw material in a liquid state. So your furnace should have more than 1600-1700 degrees Celsius temperature. और उसको जब आप सॉलिडिफाई करोगे, आप लोग केमिकल एनालिसिस करोगे. सपोज आप लोग ने ये डायग्राम पर से ही मैं बोलती हूँ कि आपने ये 0.7 वाला है, तो नॉर्मली मीडियम कार्बन स्टील पे हीट ट्रीटमेंट भी ज़्यादा होती है. सपोज आई एम टेकिंग द 0.4% ऑफ कार्बन, तो वो प्लेन कार्बन स्टील आप बनाओगे एंड इफ यू डू द माइक्रोस्ट्रक्चर एनालिसिस तो रूम टेम्परेचर पे आप लोग को ये फेज मिलेंगे. So for manufacturing steel is the different things and this heat treatment is a different thing. Heat treatment solid state में ही होती है क्योंकि हम लोग ने एक बार कंपोनेंट या हमारा स्टील बना दिया, उसके ऊपर हम लोग ट्रीटमेंट कर रहे हैं टू एनहांस कोई भी प्रॉपर्टी हो वो, राइट? पता चला कि नहीं चला?
यस मैम।
Okay, so in slide I have mentioned about the annealing, normalizing, hardening and tempering. But on iron carbon diagram I will show you. And After that, I will show the microstructure how they are changing. So basically in annealing treatment, हम लोग चलो एक ही बात करते हैं कि अभी मैंने आपको 0.4% कार्बन बोला. So 0.4% is your medium कार्बन स्टील की रेंज आ गई. मैंने आपको पहले क्लासिफिकेशन बोला था. और मेजोरिटी ऑफ द हीट ट्रीटमेंट इज मोर फिजिबल विद द मीडियम कार्बन स्टील. 0.4% प्लेन कार्बन स्टील है. तो वो आप स्टील की डेजिग्नेशन में जाओगे तो आप लोग ने जो कनेक्टिंग रोड है, बार, ब्राइट बार्स है, आपके शाफ्ट है, वो काफ़ी is made up with the EN8 steel. So EN8 steel is nothing but in the it is plain medium carbon steel with 0.4% carbon in it. उसमें कार्बन ही मेन एलॉइंग एलिमेंट है and other no alloy addition is there. So if you see this iron carbon diagram, if I am doing the heating for the heat treatment, ये आप लोग A3 लाइन देख रहे हो, 0.76 to 0.8 तक मैंने बोला कि दिस इज योर यूटेक्टॉइड पॉइंट. सो सपोज हम लोग ने मान लिया कि दिस इज 0.8, तो एग्जैक्टली इन बिटवीन 0.4 विल कम. सो यू हैव टू ड्रॉ वर्टिकल लाइन इन द वेट परसेंटेज कार्बन. ये जो ग्रीन डॉट 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 दिखा है ना, ऐसे यू हैव टू ड्रॉ द वर्टिकल लाइन at 0.4% carbon, and if you match with the y-axis the temperature, whatever temperature is coming, you have to heat above that. So normally in the annealing treatment we are heating the steel above 30 to 50 degrees Celsius above its austenizing temperature range. हम लोग ने 0.4% कार्बन लिया, तो यू हैव टू हीट अबाउट दिस A3 लाइन पे. यहाँ जो भी आएगा 810 820 तक आता है नॉर्मली, राइट. सपोज इफ यू ड्रॉ द वर्टिकल लाइन एंड इफ यू मैच एट द वाई एक्सिस, इट विल कम अराउंड 820 जितना आता है 0.4 पे. तो यू हैव टू टेक द साइकिल, you have to add 30 to 50 degrees Celsius more for heating, for selecting the heating temperature. So it will come around 870 880, right. So you have to heat your EN8 steel above 880 degrees Celsius, then and then your austenize will come. And why I am adding 30 to 50 degrees Celsius more? Because if you heat at exactly that temperature, you will not get homogeneous austenite. So to develop or to enhance any property in the steel, first there is formation of homogeneous austenite in your steel structure should be there. So in annealing we are heating for EN8 steel. मैं एक एग्जाम्पल आप लोग को दे रही हूँ. You have to heat above 880 degrees Celsius. You have to soak, that is holding at that temperature. You have to soak your steel at that temperature and then do slow rate of cooling. That is your furnace cooling. So practically, normally मफल फर्नेस है, वॉकिंग बीम फर्नेस है. छोटे कंपोनेंट रहेंगे तो इंडस्ट्री में भी दे आर यूजिंग द मफल फर्नेस. यू हैव टू पुट योर सैंपल इन द फर्नेस, सिलेक्ट योर टेम्परेचर रेंज एंड यू हैव टू होल्ड. अभी किसी ने ऐसा नहीं पूछा है कि मैडम कितना टाइम होल्ड करने का. कंपोनेंट में वेरी फ्रॉम 1 mm to 1000 mm. any type of the structure is there. So in industrial practice, it is 1 inch for 1 hour. If you are doing heating, your specimen is 1 inch bar, so you have to hold for 1 hour. That is the standard practice, holding time. And you have to do slow rate of cooling, means you have to switch off your furnace. Furnace बंद कर दो, और जब furnace ठंडी होगी, ये वो टाइम पे आपके specimen ठंडे होंगे, cool होंगे. That is the annealing treatment. So at that time you are getting which phase? Ferrite and pearlite. क्यों? We have selected the EN8 steel जिसमें carbon content 0.4% है. So almost 50% ferrite and 50% pearlite you will see in the microstructure. मैडम वो स्लाइड चेंज करो ना. आई हैव पुट वन माइक्रो स्ट्रक्चर इन द हीट ट्रीटमेंट.
Yes.
या नेक्स्ट 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 एनीलिंग में रखे हैं मैंने. This is the treatment I have tell you. Okay, so basically whatever stresses, suppose आपने कोई कास्टिंग निकाला, सपोज आपने कोई रोलिंग करके बार बनाया, तो जो कुछ रेसिडुअल स्ट्रेसेस जनरेट होती है by doing the annealing treatment, you can relieve that stresses. This is one type of the stress relieving process. You are making your steel little bit soft, so that if you do not relieve this stress, if you perform next operation of suppose machining or drilling or grinding, वो break हो जाएगा. क्यों? क्योंकि ऑलरेडी उसमें stresses है. You have to relieve that stress. Then and then you can perform your machining, your drilling operation, your grinding operation. It can improve the toughness, it can restore ductility. Soft हुआ है means ductility restore हुई है. It can improve the machinability. So normally सीधा सीधा कोई भी प्रोडक्ट होगा, आपका रोलिंग प्रोडक्ट होगा, आपका कोई बार मैन्युफैक्चरिंग होगा, कोई फोर्जिंग प्रोडक्ट होगा, सीधा they are not doing the machining. You have to make your, suppose it is a casting, you have to make your steel as per the drawing. तो उसके लिए आपको मशीनिंग करना पड़ेगा. तो आप स्ट्रेस रिलीव नहीं करोगे तो it will break, it will crack. So you have, this is the main advantage of annealing treatment. It will relieve the internal stresses which are developed during the manufacturing process. It can improve the machinability, it can restore ductility. Madam, next slide. और एक next slide. See, here they have mentioned, when you do the slow cooling, you are getting this type of the microstructure. If I am talking about the ENet steel, what phase we are getting? We are getting ferrite and pearlite. This lamellar is your pearlite and the white one is your ferrite. 50-50% both the phases are getting, and whatever the property of this phase have, that property you are receiving by the annealing treatment. Next slide, madam. Now for the normalizing is the same way you have to perform the treatment, same temperature, same holding time, but just you have to take out the sample in the atmospheric condition. So you are doing the air cooling. तो फर्नेस के अंदर सैंपल रहेगा, उससे जल्दी ठंडा हो जाएगा आपका सैंपल. वाई? वी आर फ्रॉम 880 डिग्री, वी आर जस्ट टेकिंग आउट इन 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस. हम लोग 25 डिग्री पे ले आते हैं. तो दिस कूलिंग इज फास्टर कंपेयर टू योर एनीलिंग ट्रीटमेंट. सो बिकॉज ऑफ दैट, whatever microstructure I have shown you, you are getting the grain refinement. And वो grain refinement की वजह से little bit hardness improvement is there. You are not getting much more hardness, but compared to annealing, some strength and hardness you are getting in the normalizing condition. So some component are just, you have to do the normalizing. तो normalizing कोई बड़ी बात नहीं है. You have to heat above austenizing temperature range, hold for certain time, that is 1 inch for 1 hour, and then do air cooling. That's it. That is the basic normalizing treatment. So annealing के compare में you are getting refined grain with little bit strength and hardness improvement. Okay, next slide, madam. So in normalizing, see the time in the graph, it is less compared to your annealing time. So why not exact that microstructure is coming? See here, if you have seen the line, this cooling curve, compared to that annealing, it is less time is there. So the refinement we are getting in the grain refinement we are getting in the normalized structure. Next slide, madam. Hardening. In hardening, we are doing the same thing. We are hitting above austenizing temperature range, holding for certain period of time, and then we are doing the quenching, that is fast rate of cooling. This is madam asking me about the quenching media. So quenching, because we are not holding it in a furnace, we are not doing the air cooling. Suddenly if you put your specimen in the water, suddenly it will cool. So different quenching media are your water, even you can use the oil, you can use the polymer quenching. In that there is the polymer blast they are doing. You can do the air quenching. So once your specimen come out, at the same end they are putting the pedestal frame, so directly air is blown on the specimen and the specimen is cooled. Another cooling quenching media is the brine solution or the salt solution, in which the chloride solutions are there. So it is the very fastest way to cool. So fastest way is the brine solution, your chloride solution, then water, then air, then polymer quenching, and then your air quenching. So air quenching, you are getting more hardness. With the polymer quenching, compared to your air quenching, much more hardness you are getting. With the oil quenching, little bit more hardness you are getting, and with the water and the brine solution, highest hardness we are getting. So here that thing will come in the picture, that now we have changed the cooling cycle. We are not getting ferrite and pearlite. Here we are getting martensite phase, which has a body centered tetragonal structure. So here in the not like pearlite and not like ferrite, here the carbon arrangement is in body center tetragonal way. So better hardness we are providing with the martensitic structure. Okay, madam, next slide. This is, yeah, this is about the quenching media which I have tell you. See, now here in this slide, the very last time, and what they are telling about the phases. This is the martensite. It has a needle type of the structure. So you have, just by doing the different way of cooling in the same material, we are getting much more hardness. So once my requirement of the application is that I need only the hardness and good strength, I don't have to do any alloy addition. Just make the plain carbon steel and do the hardening treatment, because this martensitic phase itself is very hard and brittle, and almost double hardness you are getting. जो मैं ENet स्टील की बात कर रही हूँ, उसमें रॉकवेल स्केल में सपोज एनीलिंग में 30 HRC हार्डनेस यू आर अचीविंग, normalizing में you are achieving much more, it is 30 to 35, but in the hardening you are getting almost double, 60 to 62 HRC hardness you are getting. So with the just change in the cooling cycle, we are achieving this thing, and because of this phase is very hard and brittle with the BCT cubic crystal structure is there. Now, a martensite itself is very hard and brittle. So suppose if you use any component after hardening, what happened that uh, you cannot use it, because of it is very hard. Once you do the machining operation, totally it will come in a two pieces. So for that you need the tempering. Normally tempering is done not at this much high temperature in the austenizing temperature range. It is done around 150 to up to 600 degrees Celsius. The tempering is done. Then you have to hold same way 1 inch for 1 hour, and then they are doing the air cooling. So whatever in the hardening, whatever stresses are generated, that you have to relieve. So tempering says little bit hardness will decrease compared to your hardening treatment, but it is not at a much more scale. आपको hardening में 62 HRC मिलेगी, तो उसमें आपको 58 to 60 HRC मिलेगी. But because each and every hardened component should be tempered, why these needles become smaller. So after tempering, you are getting tempered martensite phase, and that tempered martensite phase is more feasible with, if you consider the ENet steel. In ENet steel, almost around 58-59 HRC hardness you are receiving in the tempering treatment. So this is about the all. Next slide, madam, please. All about the basic heat treatment. So there is the time is lagging, and this is the very wide subject. So I have shortened this heat treatment of steel by giving you one just example. And there are so many different treatments are available. There are very special treatment like tempering treatment, Mar aging treatment, sub-zero treatment, thermomechanical treatment. These all are the different heat treatment process. For that, once you are manufacturing your steel and then performing this treatment. So each and every treatment have their specific improvement in the normally or mechanical properties. So according to the application, you have to select your treatment. Okay, so in tempering, the same thing, it will relieve all the stresses which are generated during the hardening temperature, and with this hardened condition, little bit ductility and toughness is there with your steel. So this treatment, hardening and tempering treatment, is more frequently used with different varieties of steel. Okay, next slide, madam. So this is the tempered martensite structure, in which that whatever needles I have shown in the martensitic structure, it will become smaller. The needles become smaller, and after performing the hardening, you have to perform the tempering treatment. Then and then you are getting tempered martensite. So all austenite जो फेराइट परलाइट में ट्रांसफर होता था, वो कन्वर्ट टू martensite in hardening treatment, but there is little bit retained austenite is there. So if you do this tempering treatment, that retained austenite can also be transferred to tempered martensite. So this type of the structure is more beneficial and good for the steel when you need the good strength and hardness. Okay, so this is about the very small brief introduction about the heat treatment, and I am very much thank you, and if you have any question, just ask me. Is there any question?
No.
From? And madam have my email address. If you have any query, you can mail me also. But
Okay,
this is a very interesting thing. Once you have the keen interest, then you can develop so many different grades of steel by manufacturing steel as well as by treating the steel also. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank you.
so students are not having queries. Maybe they have cleared it during the session itself. So thank you very much, Dr. Minal madam.
Okay, thank you, madam. I
On
hope
behalf of
they are getting
Production
something.
Engineering Department and Shantila Shah Engineering College, I am very much thankful to you for
Okay.
sharing your valuable time and your expertise in the practical of metallurgy. So I hope this would be helpful to students of our Production and Mechanical Engineering Department. Okay, I thank you very much, madam.
Okay, thank you, madam.
So we are ending the session here. Thank you all. Before we end the meeting, I would request students to fill the attendance and feedback link. I'm just sharing it in the chat box. You should fill the links without fail.
So they are giving the feedback, right? Okay, madam. Should I leave?
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Students, it is compulsory to fill the links. I'm just sharing it. Please fill both the links. Okay, students. So it is compulsory to fill the feedback and attendance link. After that, you may leave the meeting. If you want to get the certificate, it is compulsory.